What's up guys, it's Drac and we're back at it like a bad habit with this. So we're breaking the ice on the Nerf rival AccuRival Vision XXII 800. And if we were having a toy fair this year, which this would probably be featured front and center, but this is a 8-round integrated magazine rival pistol, kind of in competition with like that Chronos sort of area category-ish. But this one's definitely going to be, I think, the black sheep of the launch in that, you know, the Pathfinder is clearly this pump action kind of Alpha Trooper-esque primary class, and then the pistol is a pretty common pistol class sort of thing. And this one's somewhere in the middle. It's a pretty large pistol. Now, it's got really sleek sci-fi design. I like this open packaging where you can see how it sort of swoops in. I didn't mention it in the Pathfinder video, but the mold release that they're using on this, I'll get a close-up of it here for you. But it's almost like a wood grain texturing in the mold. It almost looks like an aluminum brushed finish with the fineness of it, and it's very sharp. It definitely, it seems premium, and that's something that Rival has always done really well, whereas like a lot of Hasbro category products have felt kind of cheap recently, like in the form of Elite 2.0 and a lot of the tie-ins. Rival has always felt like a high quality toy product, and I think that with multiple finishing and mold release on a singular product, the articulation of the sights and adjustments, this is definitely no exception to that. Now, if we flip to the back, we see that it's featuring a safety mechanism, a almost keyring style or, you know, ring style pullback prime system. It's claiming to be Rival's most accurate yet, in the form of having these adjustable sights and using the new hexagon style Rival rounds. We've more or less debunked that. It's just kind of gimmicky. It's about the same accuracy as a regular Rival round, but certainly with the sights and the grips and everything being just on point, Rival really being a refined product line at this point, it's certainly more accurate than anything that, you know, an Elite Blaster is doing these days. Now, we are still cheesing it by calling this a barrel optimized for streamlined design to engineer and performance, and I just can't get over that. It's like a real jokey joke. Originally on the Pathfinder, I was like, maybe it's because it's like more open and there's less barrel drag. No, this thing is, if you look here, this thing is a pretty standard Rival barrel that it's shooting through, and the same optimized barrel claim is present. So certainly no choking up on this in any way, shape, or form. I mean, it's a pretty standard Rival pistol. The only thing that isn't standard is that it is over $20. The MSRP on this guy is going to be 21 United States dollars. And at that price point, it really needs to be more than a pistol. And I think that they're justifying that in the form of it having 8 rounds of onboard capacity, and then it has these adjustable sights. And so I'm actually not here to dog on the price. This blaster does have paint, at least on the, you know, label to camera side. It's an open product packaging like this. It's hard to get away with cheaping out on the paint. But overall, not bad. Ooh, I really dig it. So we've got the mold finish on the grip here, and what wasn't readily apparent in the box is that this is a separate piece of plastic, which gives the grip a very interesting two-texture kind of thing. It's comfortable. It's a larger grip. I wear size large gloves, and that's how it fits in my hand, but comfortable indeed. The safety on this one, unlike the Pathfinder, is actually ambidextrous. So when you're ready to click into fire mode, you can use your thumb on, I don't know why I articulated around this way. My arm looks super twisted. I'm gonna go back to here. But you could click here or up, and that's pretty comfortable. Similarly, like if you want, you could use this, I think it's really for your thumb, but you could do it this way without moving your hand too terribly much. As far as, we'll click it down. Down should be, it actually says up is fire. So clicky clicky, and then down is no fire. So that's how it should be. This one, ooh, this does not have the, oh, it does. Look at that, that's hilarious. So your back sight does articulate. It's got kind of a ratcheting system here. It doesn't do anything exceptional. You guys should be able to see. You can twist there, and it does kind of stick in place, right? Hopefully that focuses. That's not really the same sort of windage adjustments that the Pathfinder has with multiple dials where you can adjust for elevation. This is kind of gimmicky. After all, those first 2 points being closest to the angle of rotation move the least. So you're really not changing your classic plastic iron sights, but you do still have all of the aesthetics. You still have this translucent plastic in the front, which I think lends this a very sci-fi sort of feel. It actually reminds me, do I still have one in here? I think I took it down. No, it's kind of a throwback, both the coloring and the pistol itself. And this is what I really like. This is my favorite Nerf pistol of all time. This is the Nerf Lock and Load, and the L&L is just awesome. And it too had this translucent kind of sight picture thing going on in it. And it's got a similar sort of neon versus cool color scheme going on with the black trim. I don't know, the Lock and Load is an incredibly handsome vintage blaster. I've done a lot of vintage reviews on them. I'll link one in the description box below if you want to check out more of my thoughts on it. But this is sort of like a futuristic and evolution. Which one's correct? Of the Lock and Load, in that it's definitely using, like, you know, future sights. I think that was part of the Hyper Sight line, which was all about, like, how do we make more accurate targeting reticles and what have you. And then the combination of the translucency, which plays nicely inside, outside, blacklight, whatever, is pretty cool. But that's plenty of rambling. Hasbro's using these no plastic on the inside packagings recently, which I do applaud them for. And then they've also started, the one downside here is that the magazine is built into the body of the blaster. So this wall is going to be a little thinner and easier to compress because of it. But aside from that, this is an internal magazine, so you don't have to really worry about keeping up with the magazine. It removes the ability to quick change and reload like the Pathfinder, but it comfortably fits. I dropped one, so that's 7 rounds. Let me grab a couple of Pathfinder pieces of ammo here. It fits 8. And then I'm assuming that you always have to remember to unclick this down here, but it does have a retention pin there. If I do that, and I prime back and forward once, and then I come back down, I could fit the 9th round in very comfortably. You could probably fit 10, but I think 9 is where you want to stay with it. That's interesting. This slide doesn't have to sit down here. Once it's pulled the follower down, it's actually disconnected from the rest of the assembly. This is very smart. It's something that Hasbro's engineers haven't been doing ever. I think this is the first instance of it, but it means that once I disconnect, right, and the rounds, this one wants to pop out. But once the rounds are, you know, in the follower for the magazine, this is disconnected and can come all the way up here and click into place, which closes this window so the rounds can't pop out. It's like a solution for that issue built in. This is free floating. It's always going to kind of, so if you're planning on using this as your HVZ blaster, just be cognizant of the fact that it does have a moving part that's going to click. There's some Nerf Asmar as you're running. But overall, comfortable blaster. I love the swoop back on this. I actually like it more than the Pathfinder's mag forward. It makes for a good foregrip, especially since you're covering that follower and the follower itself is internal. Overall, I think that this is a well-designed pistol. I was going to say that it was somewhere in the middle ground and that I didn't know if it was worth 21 bucks when it's much better to go cheaper and have more ammo, or go up and have more features. But I think it's growing on me. So let's fire it a couple of times in here. This is pretty satisfying. I like it. I think this is great, actually. It's a constant amazement to me how different the quality and lines of play are. I mean, and you see that across the board. Like, the work being done at Dungeons and Dragons is far more, you know, genuine than the work being done at, you know, Magic the Gathering as far as Wizards of the Coast is concerned. But clearly the rival team is killing it. Let's take this outside. Let's put it over the chronograph. Let's give you our final thoughts. All right, guys, so we're out here with the Vision. Quick fit check. I had no idea that I've gone from wearing all black all the time to all gray all the time. Just kind of hilarious that coordination wound up that way today. Fun fact, this does adjust up and down and on a ramp, so I guess it's full articulation. It's just these sights are goofy. They're goofy sights, straight clowning. You've also got a D-prime lock over here in case you wind up with any jams. Really, I think that the true engineering, you know, advancement within this blaster is this slide becoming a cover is just smart. Even though this is floppy now, and I think that there's really not a lot of reason for that. It could have just been at the bottom all the time and been a 1 mil. It doesn't matter. It's definitely very smart. I think it's super clever. So we're gonna click out of safe, and we're gonna get a couple of over the chrony shots after we prime it, of course, forward and back. Nope. 95's not bad. 95 duplicate. 95 triple duplicate. I'll put one more over, but I think guys, we can assume this thing fires 95. And when it's not doing 95, it's doing 97. So the box claimed that it was gonna do about, I think it said over 90, and 95, 95, 95, 97 is certainly over 90. So in regards to how accurate it is, we'll pretend that our target is over here, you know, about 25 feet away, and we'll just see how often we can be on the box. This is with no prior setup, so let's line it up. And we pulled right, and we pulled right again. Huh. And up, and left, and up. All right, so I'm actually pretty comfortable saying that whatever's going on with my hop-up tab, which is actually, if you look at it, inside here, it looks like from the factory, my hop-up tab is a little warped. It's on the lip here and not inside, which makes a ton of sense, but it's clearly tucked up that way and sticks down further this way. I think that it's definitely, I mean, that's solely responsible for what I got going on here. Yeah, so some of these early models, they don't get the same level of QC. That said, some of the QC doesn't get the same level of QC. So my accuracy is suffering because my hop-up tab is literally cattywampus in here, and there's not much that I can do about that without replacing it with something else. However, I think that assuming and it's an open package, so like on the shelf, if you're looking at it, you could definitely peek and see if it's symmetrical. And if your hop-up tab is good, I think that this would have the same level of accuracy as the Pathfinder. So can't believe it. We're gonna go ahead and give the mothership the benefit of the doubt on that one. Overall, a very handsome shell design, paint only on one side, fully adjustable sights, good color options, comfortable shell, comfortable grip. I think that this one's absolutely gonna need a mod guide because I think that this one is a solid pickup even at $21.50 or $22 pre-tax. I dig it a lot. I think that spinning it is gonna be tricky because of this large open space down here. But overall, not a bad blaster. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Come hang out with me on Twitch later on tonight. I'd love that. I think that this one's going live on Thursday. Apex Thursdays is a thing that I've been doing for basically a year now. I play Apex with the same fire team, my very good friends, Ermine and Sephi, and we're not amazing Apex players, but we are a ton of fun to make fun of, and we have a really good time with a really tight crew over on Twitch. So I'd love it if you joined me there. We'll be going live at about 10 o'clock Thursday night. So see you then. Thanks so much for watching. This has been the Rival Pathfinder. I'll throw links in the description box as soon as you know they're available, but this one came all the way over the ocean just for you guys. Much love. Blast on. Drac out.